Hi everyone, Sarah Carter, Senior Team Leader with Usborne Books and More, and I'd like to share with you our brand new March 2018 mid-season new releases. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one is for babies. This is Baby's very first playbook, Body Words. So you see neck, head, ears. It's got these cool little cutouts for babies to feel right on the very first page. And I'll flip through this so you can get an idea of what it's like. It's like a lot of our other playbooks in that there's lots of little places for little fingers to poke, like the ears on the mouse here. You can see that it's got some verbs over here, action words. You've got things that kids love, like little train tracks going along here. And if you keep going, you can see that they're doing different things on this page. They're hearing different sounds. Here it goes over the senses, and then feelings, and then on the very last page, surprise, surprise, it's the gang from Baby's Very First Bus. So any child that already has that book will be so excited to see their friends appear again in this book. Okay, next one is 199 Zoo Animals. We actually also have 199 things on the farm as well. So these books are great, not only for babies, but for young kids and even for older kids because they have lots of different things on there. See these beautiful illustrations. There's wildcats, there's monkeys and apes, and then it goes into reptiles. You can see these are nice, thick pages here. So they're not going to bend, they're not going to get chewed off very easily. Remember, we do have our 50% half price replacement policy for life if that does happen to you, but it's not likely to happen anytime soon to this book. It's nice and thick. So there's what this is like. This is great if you wanted to do an I Spy kind of thing with your child. It would be a fun game. If your child's learning to read, you could always say something like find an animal that starts with A, find an animal that starts with C. So all kinds of fun possibilities with this one. The next one I'll show you is a picture book, and it's called My Daddy is a Hero. We also have this available as My Mommy is a Hero. So if you're a military family or you know someone who's part of a military family, this would make an excellent gift. And let me just show you, the pictures here are gorgeous. You'll notice right from the cover, there's a lot of diverse families that are represented here, which is great. So this makes it a wonderful gift for any family. So I'll just read you a little bit. First part says, my daddy is a hero. He stands out from the crowd. He's there to keep our country safe and make us very proud. And then it continues on throughout. I'll show you the illustrations here. My favorite page, though, says, my daddy is a hero. He cares for those in need. Anyone who seeks his trust will find a friend indeed. So really awesome book. Highly recommend you check that one out. We also have a new one in our Phonics Reader series. These are awesome for helping kids learn how to read. This is right after my first reading library. So that is the one you really want if your kids are learning to read. It's a complete reading system. But the Phonics Readers kind of come about halfway through that set, and they work on specific phonics. So in this case, that long E sound, see the EA and the EE, seal at the wheel. And the back of any Phonics Readers book, you've got this little handy parent guide. I'll get that up for you so you can see. So it tells you which phonics are being worked on. It tells you about how phonics work. Even if your child is maybe too young to be reading on their own, this is a really great read aloud, you guys. It's so much fun because in this story, you've got Seal, who is not the kindest boat driver at the beginning. She runs into all the other animals. She causes lots of problems, but by the end, she's channeling her energy for good instead, and she's making friends in the process. So if you have a little one that may be full of energy and needs to learn that lesson, this would be a great book for them as well. The next one I'll show you is the new one in our Wipe Clean series, and these are great for doctor's offices. They're good for the car. They're good for sick days because they have great activities like this, Connect the Dots. This one goes up to the number 9. They have lots of lines to trace. There's numbers along the bottom, especially if you have a child that's maybe 3 or 4 that's learning beginning pen control. This is an excellent book for them. So I'll just flip a few pages to show you there's mazes, all kinds of fun activities here. The next one I'll show you is one I'm super excited about. This is Bug Hotel. So if you have a budding biologist in your midst, they will love this book. Kids are fascinated with creepy crawly things, even if they don't think they like them. So this is fun because right off the start, you've got these cutouts. My baby loves cutouts at the moment. You see these nice thick pages there. This is kind of like cardboard almost right here. But if you open it up, you'll see there's lots of great detail, beautiful pictures, and these have flaps too. So on the first page, it's talking about bees. You can see there's these 3 flaps on the bottom that tell you about different types of bees. If you turn the page, we're suddenly talking about butterflies and their life cycle. Then we're talking about beetles and snails. Again, lots of flaps on all of these pages as well. Spiders, so you're learning all these different facts about them even as they're lifting the flaps and reading through the book. Then you've got ladybugs. And this is the best part. At the very end, it says, now it's your turn to build your very own bug hotel. And it gives your child some ideas on things that they can do in order to create a nice habitat for the kind of insect that they would like to see. So you might consider giving over a little corner of your garden to your child to try this out. So good practical application for this as well. The next one I'll show you is a new Look Inside book, Look Inside How Things Work. Now, for those of you guys looking at this going, don't you guys already have that book? We have a similar book, okay? We already have See Inside How Things Work, but in case you're new to Usborne, the way that it works is we have the Peek Inside books, then we have the Look Inside books, then we have the See Inside books. So it's a progression based on age, basically. But I will say, though, that a lot of kids, even the ones that are at the See Inside stage, so that's probably around age 7 and up or so, enjoy the Look Inside and vice versa. My son has been loving the See Inside series since he was 4. You can always modify this guy for your younger kids, and you can always share this with your older ones. There's things that I learned reading through this that I didn't know too. So let me show you. There's 70 flaps in this one, and it starts out very general about how things work. It talks about gravity, right? It talks about machines that have wheels, so very basic things. And then on the road, this one has trains. So if you have a train lover like I do, this is a great book for them too. 2 different kinds of trains even. And the flaps have information on the inside. Then you turn it sideways, and suddenly we're talking about the sea and the sky. How do planes get up there? Where does the pilot sit? So you can see that they're kind of more basic questions. Then if you turn the page here, you start getting into how does a house work? Okay, so I know that if you have young children, you're probably already dealing with potty humor, but for the sake of an example, I'm just going to show this to you. Okay, so if you pull down this flap, you can see here, it's going to talk about how a toilet works. So you can see it's a pretty basic explanation, right? Okay, this is the best way to compare these two side by side. So if I'm comparing that with See Inside, which again is the older Lift the Flap book, it also has a toilet and how it works. But if you pull down this flap, suddenly you're seeing inside the toilet tank and you're understanding a little bit more about what's going on. So that's kind of the difference in level between the two. Plus the See Inside has simple machines. So you're talking about levers and pulleys and things like that too. And you're getting much more in depth. So again, that's kind of the difference between the one we already have, the See Inside, and the Look Inside. So I'll just finish flipping through so you can see the rest of Look Inside. We've got around the house, farm machines, building sites. This is a really cool book. I'm really looking forward to reading it with my kids. The next one I'm going to show you is our new chapter book series. This is Bug Brother, and there are 4 in this series. They are Bug Brother, and then you've got Invisible Brother, Detective Brother, and Pirate Brother. And these ones are really fun. So in these books, you've got Jamie finds an old cape that's covered with stars, and he is going to pretend that it's magical and that he's going to turn his brother into a fly. So there's a little bit of sibling rivalry here. He's the older brother. He has a younger brother. Here's what the text looks like here. So this would be probably work as a read aloud for age 4 and above. I think I'd read this to my 4-year-old. But then in terms of reading level, it's probably up around more of a maybe late 1st grade, 2nd grade reading level. So again, that's Bug Brother. Nice short chapters too for kids that may be a little squeamish about longer chapters in books. Okay, last thing I'm going to show you is we have another puzzle. So in case you haven't seen it, we already have a Lift the Flap atlas puzzle that comes with an atlas. Well, now we have one on the fiction side of things. The wonderful Lorena Alvarez, who is an amazing illustrator, designed this book that comes inside the box, and the puzzle as well that matches it. So to give you an idea, it is 30 pieces, and then this is the actual size of the puzzle pieces. So it's a nice big chunky puzzle. It comes out to about 14 inches by 14 inches when it's done. So if you have a kid that loves puzzles or loves fairy tales, this would be an awesome gift for them too. Thanks for checking these books out with me.